Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a good start to the morning. We should be all up and running. I'm gonna show this right here. What's up? What's up? Just so you guys can see, I have no open positions, no working orders, no filled orders. Did not trade pre-market hours. Was really trying to wait. The market is getting just ripped on right now. There is no yeah, so much bad news being released right now, having a negative influence on crude oil as well. Just absolutely just selling off. Natural gas selling off. Crude oil selling off. Overall market selling off. Gold pushing up, right? It is, it's almost kind of, I don't want to say scary, right? But yeah, it's crazy to see something move so aggressively. 6% is what DWT is up right now. Yeah. So looks like there's a pretty clear direction right now going on right now with crude oil, right? Pretty clear direction right now going on for natural gas. Definitely not looking like it's in favor of natural gas, right? If you guys look at the past couple of days, the 5-day, 5-minute chart, a pretty consistent descending pattern. One of the things that I brought up yesterday is looking at the 5-day, 5-minute chart for crude oil. It offered a very consistent descending pattern. With that being said, now it definitely is a little bit more on the oversold side, but again, with the continuous news that's being released that is having a negative influence on crude oil, it just doesn't look too promising. Why scary? Just for everyone else that I guess it's indifferent, right? For those that are not in it because we're day trading, right? But for those that are heavily invested into huge companies and they just continue to sell off, and we're most likely going to see more of a sell off right here. So DWT is now at 642, 643. Here we go. There it goes. 645. How do I set a stop loss? That's explained in the course. And if you don't know how to use it on TD Ameritrade, then you shouldn't be buying if you're not aware of how to set up these different order types. You can just right click and click sell, or do your command, right? And you click stop, and then you set what your stop loss is, what the amount of shares you want to stop loss. That's very, very upsetting that you're asking that question during one of these live streams, because it means you either haven't gone through the course and haven't dedicated time to do that, and you're also putting yourself in a really poor situation in not setting yourself up for success, right? Meaning that you're taking a position with uncontrolled risk by not having that form of risk management. So that's kind of upsetting. Yep. No, I agree. It definitely does, take a hit. So, yep, definitely. OCO brackets. Wow. This is so crazy. Yeah, and DWT. We already talked about gold. Obviously, it pushes up when the market sells off, right? There's no question about that. And looking at, JNEG, right? So JNEG would go up when this thing goes, when that follows. So yeah, definitely a really strong push up on the day, just like we're experiencing right now with crude oil. So Wow. How's natural gas doing? This is not looking good. Let's see. I don't know if you guys remember, but yeah. Very similar to what we saw in July, right? June, July, around that time period, right? Crude oil selling off. If we get a break below 51, this is going to be so bad for crude oil. What the? Do I have a position? The heck happened there? Why did it get rejected? All right, well, it's now showing signs of a reversal, so let's try this again. No commission. Pretty crazy, huh? There's still commission on paper trading accounts. Oh, well. Well, hey, it's not that bad when you're practicing then, right? %2% on Tesla. Say something. I'm waiting right now for natural gas, for crude oil to begin to either show signs of a reversal, or if it begins to continue to uptrend, then I'll simply cut losses. That's what I'm waiting out for. So I'm just gonna have my order here, right around that EMA line with my overall stop loss. So, yeah. Here we go. Oh. Strong push. Wow, I'm gonna get filled here. That was bad. And it's showing signs of a rejection right at the EMA line. We'll see. I like that, Drew Fit. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, luckily on that stop loss, or now on that limit order, I don't have to pay for commission, right? So we can be pumped about that. But I'm gonna see what happens now with. Oh, there it goes. Still showing signs of reversal. Just gonna have my order ready if it does begin to show signs of. Right now, crude oil is right around the EMA line based off of how it has been trading. This is why I was kind of indifferent about cutting losses here, but again, I have to stick to my plan. I did one of the things that and there it goes. It's already picking up. It's already at 5152. One of the things that I've accepted when it comes down to cutting losses, even when it is so close to an area where it might bounce or get rejected at, It's just a reminder that I should have probably done a better job, you know, getting in or setting myself up for success. Do you get what I mean? Like that was my fault for getting in so close to, a support where it's my fault that I ended up taking this loss. Then I didn't deserve to partake in this, and that's why I have to cut losses. So if that makes any sense. Oh, there it goes. So looks like there might be a change of direction. Not liking this inconsistency. So right now it's 7:16. We have about 14 minutes until the report comes out. So, and again, this is going to be the natural gas report that will most likely have an influence on UGAS and DGAS. So, okay. Wow. So why were you indifferent about cutting losses at the EMA line? It's not necessarily just at the EMA line, but based off of how it's been trading for the past, 3 hours, it tends to get rejected around this general area. It doesn't hold for very long above the EMA line. So, but regardless, I didn't set, I did a poor job getting in at a poor entry point. So because of that, even if it does end up getting rejected and go according to plan, that was my fault for getting in at such a bad price point. So if anything, I can just wait to see if this thing does begin to make lower lows, and if it does, then I could simply follow up with it. But until then, we'll allow this try to push up and then kind of go from there. How did you know that it was going to be a resistance when you got in? I didn't. Well, that's why I got in. I thought that we're going to continue to aggressively sell off. I saw that there could be a potential buy. The price point of just $51 flat. It normally tends to consolidate around those price points a little bit more aggressively. But this time it did find a support and then it reversed. So I was not in favor of my trade. Thoughts on Gush? Descending patterns can be very similar to UWT in a sense, right? With an overall consistent aggressive sell-off. I believe this is a mix in between oil and gas, right? Therefore, I don't know. I don't like trading Gush. I find it to be even more inconsistent than the other ones that I trade. So because of that, I find the risk to be a little bit too high. So. Consolidation. I could have waited for a break, right? I could have waited for it to either break below 51 and then get in and actually begin to make lower lows and not just hope that it sells off, right? So it looks like it's beginning to peak out for /CL. It's pulling back a little bit. We'll see if it actually begins to make lower lows. And again, that would be in favor of DWT. The MACD and the RSI, they look okay. So as in like overextended and good for DWT. So, yeah, we'll see kind of where it goes from here. OBLN. Very consistent descending pattern. I can see why you're calling this one out because it's up on the day. I just want to remind you that the push was all during pre-market hours. It's been selling off, and yeah, it did begin to uptrend, but it's overbought. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. And again, all this activity most likely happened during pre-market hours, and also the volume is slowly becoming less and less present, right? Therefore, we'll see the price action follow, and we'll most likely see a sell-off. So here we go. Let's see what we got going on here. Are we going to make lower lows? It definitely, again, the overall direction is definitely in favor, right, of what we got going on. But we'll see. Report is natural gas today, right? That's correct. Yep. And there it goes, reversing once again. Wow, that's an aggressive push. So again, one of the things that we're waiting out for is crude oil going to continue to sell off? And if so, that would be in favor of DWT. Or if you think that and it begins to follow and show signs of an uptrend pattern, then that would be in favor of UWT. Therefore, I would then have to cut losses, right, if we begin to make higher highs and stuff like that, especially leading up to the natural gas report. And it definitely looks like that's the way that we're heading as of right now. So 6 minutes to the report. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. I did get into, what's it called? DWT. I like that. Hopefully it's been working well for you. Again, stick to what works for you, and regardless of what other people are trading, find your bread and butter and stick with it. You sold your Ignite shares? No, I've said it almost in every single video, Richard. I transferred it on over. I opened up an account just for those shares because people continue to ask, like, why am I not taking my Ignite PNL into consideration with my overall day? And it's because I've been holding it, right? So some days it would show that I'm up, some days it would show that I'm down, and I just didn't want that to affect my day trading account's PNL. So because of that, I moved it on over, and it's just on a separate account. So right now it shows that it's down 2.34%, but then when it's up over here, it shows I'm up a certain dollar amount. It's indifferent, right? Here we go. So Ricky, when you have an account less than 25,000, you can only trade 3 trades per. Yeah, you can trade 3 day trades within a business day period. So it's not within a week, it's within 5 business days. So it's fixed on the business day and not the actual, it doesn't matter if it's like the weekends don't count or anything like that. Looks like we might see a pop here. Yeah. We're at 4.5. We have 4 minutes left until the report. I am just getting handed to today by the market, huh? It's all good. Sometimes you work with it, sometimes you don't, and it's definitely a tough pill to swallow starting off the day like this, especially when something was going like exactly according to plan, right? Not these aggressive sell-offs or anything by any means, but just the overall direction. It's really cool to be able to see something flow with the way that you thought it was going to go. But, you know, you can't win them all, and I'm going to have to really, after this, if I take a loss, which I most likely am on this one, I'm going to really have to probably take a little bit of a break, get some food, and then come back. So we'll see kind of where we go for after this position. Nope, it was below the EMA line. So you can see that it did drop. It wasn't making lower lows, but it was definitely below the EMA line. You're still green on the week, right? Well, this loss would put me at, well, depends on what I close this one at. It's been a pretty slow week regardless. So it was $100 day yesterday, $1,000 day the day before. And yeah, it hasn't been the most crazy day, crazy week by any means. So it's definitely been slow. Okay. Yeah, we're the 3rd day in the month, right? Yeah, so if I close this one, if I close this red, which I most likely am, so if I close the day red, then no, it wouldn't be, what's it called? A red month so far, but it's 3 days in, so I don't know if that was a joke. All right, guys, we have 1 minute left until the report comes out. Just a friendly little reminder, if you do not want to hold something while the report is about to come out, then please close out your position if you do not accept the potential risks that come with holding during the natural gas report. So huge, just as much as it could go up, it could go down. So if you're okay with that, then that's up to you. But altogether, please don't put yourself in a bad position in which that you'll regret. So let's go ahead and move on over to natural gas. And we have 15 seconds left. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell off on natural gas honestly doesn't come at much of a surprise, right? This happened last week, where the overall direction of natural gas was aggressively selling off. I had a couple people direct message me and what they thought I thought of natural gas and the natural gas report. I never hold, so I wouldn't have felt comfortable holding Diaz either. But one of the things that we like to remind you is, there's most likely a reason why natural gas has been selling off. And if you look at it, or even just look at natural gas on the past 20 days, right? It's been on almost a pretty consistent descending pattern. Therefore, it makes sense on why on the fundamental side, not just the technicals, on the fundamental side, what is leading to a consistent sell-off. So and there it goes, dropping back down again. Crude oil is all over the place. All right. I'm trying to stay patient with this one and definitely getting a little flustered, to say the least, right? I wouldn't say that there's a change of direction. One of the things that I have to understand is that, I mean, you know, the MACD is still in my favor. The RSI, in a sense, is still in my favor. The overall direction is still in my favor. Now we just need to wait for confirmation. It's not necessarily, aggressively making higher highs or anything like that. And it's almost showing signs of, to an extent, a peak as of now, where it's not making lower lows. So that's why if you're not in it right now, it wouldn't really make sense for you to get in just yet until if lower lows actually do form. But it's very similar to what we saw going on here, where, yeah, it did show signs of an uptrend, but then it took time and then it corrected itself and then sold off, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking out for right now with crude oil. It doesn't have to happen, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to accept my loss, right? But based off of its current direction, I need to be more patient in giving it time. So it's risky. Yeah, of course. It's always risky before you get in before the overall confirmation, or before you get in overall confirmation. Yeah, there it goes. But yeah, it's not like we're aggressively pushing up or anything like that. I'm, about 2 cents away from where I bought at. So I just have to, take that into consideration and see where it's at. So isn't that ridiculous? Aggressive sell-off and then quick change of direction. No. But yeah, strong push up on natural gas. I want to see a little bit more. Okay. That wouldn't be it though. Was there a surplus showing? Okay, 112 plus in units. All right. Can oil make up its mind? I know, right? It definitely looks like it's beginning to show signs of an uptrend. There it goes. So we'll have to accept this one, team. There it goes. Ooh, it's gonna be a tough one. All right. Would you say that it's harder now to trade because of current market conditions than it was a year ago? I mean, I would say that the past month for me, and I'm not speaking for anyone else, right? The past month for me has been more difficult for me to stay consistently green. And I haven't been working too well with current market conditions, right? There's been a change of direction from time to time. And because of that, we've also transitioned from summer season to fall, right? Uh, but that's not an excuse I would drop on anyone but myself. There it goes, just got filled. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a break. Just hit pretty much my max loss for the day. I don't like losing more than 2%. And that's definitely where we're at right now. So gonna have to cool off a little bit. I don't know if I'm definitely very frustrated with 2%. So boom, 2,100. But it's just been two very poor trades on my part, to say the least, right? Yeah. So, but I just don't want to aggressively overtrade, right? And I don't want to put myself in a bad situation again. So, because of that, I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to set my alerts and kind of go off of that. And then I can follow up with you guys once I feel a little bit more composed. I just don't want to make any more poor decisions to continue to dig myself in a bigger hole, But yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell I guess I don't show too much of my reaction, right? But definitely not feeling the best right now. So but it's all good. So we'll set these alerts. All my alerts should be set, and then we can go from there. But I really do appreciate you guys' time. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your Thursday. Let's be patient. Let's stay consistent. Let's wait for that confirmation, and let's allow that direction to be on our overall. Let's allow the direction to be in our favor. But even if I end it, if I can at least control and make back about 1 to 1.5K. If I have to take a red day, then I have to take one. But I think I can do well. I just need to cool off a bit and really allow the direction to be a little bit more clear. So, yeah. Thank you guys again. Yeah, a little anxious, but I really do appreciate you guys' time and wish you guys an amazing rest of your Thursday. Take it easy.